Accepting the things you cannot change. I spent many years, actually more than 2 decades, in a recovery program where I learned the 12 steps, and we always said the Serenity Prayer, and I love the Serenity Prayer. It just encapsulates just so much of what we just deal with in accepting that a whole lot of life are things that we cannot change. The whole Serenity Prayer you might not have heard. It is, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. You've probably heard that. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace, taking as Jesus did, this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it, trusting He will make all things right if I surrender to His will, that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with Him forever in the next. Amen. That is awesome. When you think about all of that, it just gives you so much, so many ideas for how to respond to the things in this life you don't like. And let's face it, there's a whole lot we all don't like. If we were able to order our life and make things like we have it, if we were able to order the world and make the world like we like it or as it should be, it would be very different. So what do you do? How do you accept the things that you cannot change? First of all, you need to ask yourself, what do you need to accept in your life? What are you having trouble accepting? Is it something that just happened? Is it something you've lived with for years that you're still fighting, still refusing to accept? Something about yourself, something about your spouse, something about your child, a parent, your job, your circumstances. So what do you need to accept? And what do you need the courage to change? You've got to know the difference between accepting and change. Okay? Is it just something that you need to adjust to because there's absolutely nothing you can do about it? There's those things in life. Is it something that you can change in response to it, but you can't change the circumstances? For instance, how can you change your attitude to make it better, different, or easier? Can you change your attitude? Next, how can you change the circumstances to make it different, better, or easier? So changing your attitude, your outlook, your reaction, or changing the circumstances. And then also the third one is, how can you change your perspective to align with God's perspective? So you're going to ask yourself, do I need to change my attitude? Do I need to be grateful? Do I need to forgive? Do I need to have a different perspective? Do I need to remember about trials in this world being only temporary and problems in this world being temporary? Do I need to view this as God views it, for my discipline, for my maturity, for becoming sanctified and learning through circumstances how to become holier and more like God? How can this circumstance, how does God view it? And how do I need to change? And then finally, is there anything you can change? If you lose your job, that is very stressful. So you may not be able to change the fact that you lost your job. But now you can decide, should I go look for another job? Or how do I view this like God views it? How can I change my attitude about it? Rather than being bitter, maybe I need to look at this as an opportunity, kind of pushing out of the nest, like the bird pushes the baby bird out of the nest, to go fly and try to find a better job. There's all kinds of things that you can ask yourself that would actually make responding to the situation different. And recognizing that once you start from that platform of the things you cannot change, you can then spring off of that to the things you can change, which gives us, no matter what, in whatever circumstance we're in, we are not hopeless because we have the ability to accept the things we can't change and change the things we can through the courage that we get by praying and asking God. Philippians 4:8 puts it this way: fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. And that was the New Living Translation. John 16:33, also out of the New Living Translation, says, I have told you all this so that you may have peace in me. This is Jesus speaking, not me, but that verse. I shouldn't have pointed out myself. I have told you all this so that you may have peace in me. Here on earth, you will have many trials and sorrows, many trials and sorrows. But take heart because I have overcome the world. That's God's perspective. Thank you for watching this video on Change My Relationship.